This is every sound in the Roger Mayer Vision Wah. It's currently sold as the updated Bel-Air Wah. This is my all-original 1958 Strat. We're going into the Vision Wah first, and then if we push the amp at all, I'll be using a clon. It's going out of the pedal board into my 1955 Tweed Tremolux. There are 16 different sweep ranges in the Vision Wah. This is the first. This is sweep 2. This is sweep 3. This is sweep 4. This is sweep 5. This is sweep 6. Sweep 7. This is sweep 8. Sweep 9. And here's sweep 10. Now for sweep 11. Moving on to sweep 12. Moving on to sweep 13. Sweep 14. Sweep 15. And here's the last range, sweep 16. Just for fun, let's compare that to an off-the-shelf Dunlop Crybaby. I did do one manual modification so that it's not quite as piercing on the top. Nobody's gonna say a Crybaby isn't good enough. If you know how to use a wah-wah pedal, you know how to use a wah-wah pedal. Of course, you can do a true bypass mod to the Crybaby, but none has been done on this Crybaby. Here's the non-affected sound with the Crybaby bypassed at the front of the signal chain. This is now bypassed. There's a huge tone suck to the Crybaby. You set the wah sweep with the front buttons and various combinations of those buttons. And you've got the graphic on the back to help you set the exact sweep that you want. One of the secret weapons to me is that you can blend in as much or as little of the wah-wah sound as you want. All wah-wah or some dry mixed with wah-wah. The other thing I like is having a controllable output level. This is a highly tunable wah-wah pedal. This is 16 all the way in, but with the blend back. Certain mods to the Crybaby, and for that matter certain combinations of sweep ranges in the Vision Wah, will push the mid-range in different ways, and that may push a clean amp more into distortion. I love that a lot of times, and you may love that too, but if you want the amp to stay clean, it's really nice to be able to just roll back the output level on the Vision Wah, and then you're not sending as much signal down the line. So everything is super flexible and really controllable with the Roger Mayer. Blend a third. The Roger Mayer stuff is expensive. That's just the way it is. It's an $800 wah-wah pedal. I don't personally know him, but there's a guy above Todd Sharp's amp shop here in town, and I've met him a few times, but it's been a long time. Ryan at GuitarEffectsPedals.com, super nice guy. He's got the Roger Mayer stuff. I think when I got my Vision Wah, I must have paid about $650 to $700. But the bottom line is there really is no comparison. If Roger's stuff is just completely out of the question for you, but you have a stock Crybaby and you want to take some of the shrill top end off, a really easy mod that you can do with no electronics work required, just loosen that screw, get this out of the way, free up the pot here, you can see there's teeth on it, and rotate it back just a little ways. Not very much, just a little bit, and that'll take some of the top end off, put things back together, and you're good to go. All the criticisms I've seen of Roger's stuff online hasn't held any water to me. It's just sounded like whining from people who either A, don't know tone at all, and or B, think that everything should come for free and be really cheap, and we're entitled somehow to have everything be easy in life. You gotta work for it, you gotta pay for it, but the Roger Mayer stuff, there's no question, it's the best. This seems like an appropriate occasion that's not too obtuse because it's completely relevant to explain that I completely left the gear page for a combination of reasons, but as I was searching the internet for more information on Roger's stuff, I found an unbelievably off-putting thread where somebody was complaining about the pots that Roger uses. Although if you say anything about the crowd that's much more popular these days with large internet presences, your thread will be shut down immediately. If you abuse your stuff, you're going to break it and you're going to have to pay to have it fixed. Case in point, I hold myself to that exact same standard. I broke the 9-volt connector on my Vision Wah quite a few years ago, so I took it to Todd and had them fix it. If you don't live in Nashville and you don't have access to really great people who can repair your stuff, Yeah, you're going to have to contact Roger and you're going to have to send it off for service. But that's not a reflection on his stuff, and it's not a reflection on him, and I don't even know Roger or have any allegiance to him to say that. It's a reflection on the person making the complaint. When I broke off the connector and then tried to repair it myself and wound up in hot water, there was nobody else to hold responsible for that than me. Absolutely, I was right to have paid a professional to repair it. And I should have paid a professional to take care of it in the first place before I damaged it at all. So it just doesn't hold any water when somebody gets mad and gets on the internet and complains about legendary builders, in Roger's case, the original boutique pedal guy, and these guys on internet forums, the vast bulk of whom have never even been working pros, are just complaining. That doesn't work for me. Guess what? I just spent about $100 on parts for my Tube Echo that are being shipped here from Australia. On a business level, you got to spend money to make money. And on a user end level, if you're going to have great gear, you got to maintain the gear. I can tell you that by and large, the great stuff lasts a really long time without any major issues. And somebody stomping their pedal the wrong way and breaking the pot off and then complaining about the shafts that Roger uses, maybe try not stomping on your gear that violently. Highly recommended. That's my favorite wah-wah in the entire world ever. I know there are other wah-wahs that people really like, and I'm sure they're very good. I'd love to hear in the comments what you're using and finding enjoyable. But this is what I use and what I find enjoyable, what I've been celebrating for 20 years almost. And when I had a question about adjusting the switch pressure, Roger emailed me back personally. I was really quite disheartened and saddened to see that his unbelievably great interview with Guitar Village over in the UK, how few views that got. This guy, aside from being the first real boutique pedal builder, was there when it all happened and is one of the few surviving links still remaining as we watch them go one by one to Jimi Hendrix. Show the man some respect. All I have to say is, thank you, Mr. Roger Mayer. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video on Down the Line.